Hi everyone, and welcome to your mid-month pick-a-card tarot readings for the month of June 2022. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tarot readings. I'll be doing 7 card readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the classic Rider-Waite-Smith with Tiger's Eye, the Universal Rider-Waite-Smith with White Crystal, and the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot with Amethyst. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonates with you the most. Pick one of each, and you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, you take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, the timestamps are in the description. Don't forget to check out your oracle card. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Okay, group 1, let's see what's in store for you for the rest of the month of June. There we go. All right, so for your present energy, we have the Hangman, Temperance, and the Six of Cups reversed. This honestly is a great initial vibe. Like this reversal here, it feels like you're coming in terms with your past. That's like immediately the first thing that jumped to mind because we have, new perspectives, finding a balance, and most readers, myself included, we tend to associate the Six of Cups with something to do with the past. So the fact that it's reversed, that's the first vibe I got, is like coming to terms with it. Now, there is an alternate way to read this, which I hope is not the case, and I seriously doubt it because we have 2 major arcana cards versus 1 pip, which is like an unhealthy relationship with the past getting in the way of you finding this balance and a new perspective. I seriously doubt that's the case though, but let's see what is coming into this. Okay, well, looks like there was some aha moment that is leading up to this. Honestly, this reading is going really good. So let's see. My God, speaking of reading going good, based off of these cards alone, even if I was not to give, if I was to stop this reading right here, this would be good on its own. So it's looking like June is going to be your month, group 1. And I will still give you advice. It would be really, even if your 2 advice cards are like scary looking cards, I think in the context of this, there can be no wrong. Oh yeah, okay. So here's the thing. Okay, and we have our second reverse card at the bottom of the deck. I love the Page of Swords. But here's the thing. This Moon card in your advice card is giving me the impression that the good vibes that I've had on this reading this whole time, really, might ring hollow to you because when you're looking at the world from a new perspective, or when you're surrendering to what must be done, quote unquote, it feels like there's kind of a new normal that you need to get accustomed to. New normal is also coming from this Page of Swords reversed here, but it's mainly the Moon card. The Moon card is it can mean many things, but in the context of this reading, what I'm getting is the difficulty acclimating to, how can I say this? Difficulty navigating this path by night with all these scary looking creatures off to, scare you from either side of this path that you're on. What I would tell you, or what this Moon card is telling you, group 1, is that as scary as it is, how can I say this? It's normal that it is unnerving and nerve-wracking to be performing at this new level and to finally drop the baggage that has been holding you back. However, this could be actually these scary animals here on the Moon card might be your past desperately trying to cling onto you as you're ready to like shed your skin and move forward. Honestly, it's difficult for me to come up with anything to say. This is looking really good for you, group 1. I would say that whatever this aha moment here, if this came from a person, you might want to, buy them a beer or something, or whatever their preferred drink is, alcoholic or not. But it looks like this Ace of Wands was the thing that you needed to move forward into this ideal accomplishment that you're after. Honestly, it's really difficult for me to elaborate, and I can understand how emotional this period can be, but I have the feeling that you realize how this is for the better, and these are like growing pains, if anything. Yeah, I'm gonna stop looping right now, and I will tell you, invite you to please use the timestamps in the description below to check out your Oracle card reading. All right, group 2, let's see how you can close out your month. There we go. So, in your present energy, we have the Three of Wands, the King of Coins reversed, and the Eight of Cups reversed. So, it might be like, it's difficult for me to get a clear picture based just on these cards, knowing that there are 4 more to come. But my first impression is that it's almost as if this threshold that you're at, it's like there's a reluctance to walk away from what you need to walk away from in order to manifest like the highest possible outcome, so to speak. That's my first vibes. And coming into this, we have the Emperor. Okay, well, that's a good card to have in your past. It's like you're... How can the Emperor lead to the King of Coins reversed? That's really weird. It's like... Maybe the Emperor is someone else? I don't know. I have a feeling that I'm going to have to unveil this entire reading right here. Okay. Like, I didn't get any bad feelings about this reading. I rarely ever do. But what I will say is that whatever conflict... And I don't mean conflict literally. These might be different aspects of yourself. The only missing court card is the Page of Coins, which is incidentally my favorite court card, but that doesn't really matter for this reading. So what I'm getting here is that this is coming off, all these court cards plus the Emperor are coming to me as different aspects of yourself. This has always been like my reflective way to look at it, but my grasp on that is much looser now. So please, if appropriate, replace whatever court card or Emperor that I point at as different people if it matches more for your situation. But my vibe is really that these are all aspects of yourself, because this balance here that I'm seeing in your incoming energy or potential future is this balance between the Emperor and the King of Coins reversed. So it's almost as if you're having difficulty seeing how to practically apply whatever energy this Emperor is bringing into. I've pointed at this card a lot, so let me elaborate a little. So the Emperor, a phrase that comes to me a lot with the Emperor card is to get your house in order. The Emperor is like the archetypal father figure of the tarot, and what the vibe that the Emperor gives off is generally one of benevolent rulership. And there's also like a distance, he's a benevolent ruler, but he rules from afar, as is symbolized by the armor that he wears. He's kind of like having a respectful distance between him and his empire. So it's almost as if whatever realization or a concrete like organizational shift that has happened coming into, during the first half of June, for you, group two. It's like you're having trouble implementing this concretely, which is why this King of Coins is reversed. What I would tell you, group two, is that it's okay to like this is a process. Like the Knight of Coins here is it's a steady, slow and steady wins the race type of energy. Like this is the only knight that isn't like moving, and he is, there's an unplowed field behind him, representing like a lot of potential and a lot of work that needs to be done to actually manifest that potential, and that's okay. So don't be impatient with yourself. I think that if you end up needing to put some distance between you and whatever situation you think is hampering your style, so to speak, whether you end up walking away or not from that situation, I think that there is a lot of potential for you to be able to integrate it, whether it means putting yourself in a different situation or whether it means integrating whatever situation is getting in the way of your Emperor energy with that Emperor energy and finding a way to integrate it and to find that balance. No matter how that ends up playing out, it is, well, working that shit out will require time also. But just don't lose, how can I say this? Slow and steady wins the race. I'm going to repeat this phrase for the Knight of Pentacles, but what reminded me of it was the Queen of Pentacles, who's like a very focused, nurturing, patient energy. And the fact that she's in reversed, it might be like panic or just, simple impatience. I would like to point out that there are only 3 reverse cards in your 7-card reading, so it's not like there's a major block. I think that it's just antsiness. It's antsiness that is how can I say this? It's like the change that happened that's represented by the Emperor here, living with this new reality is causing the antsiness. But I think that if you, calmly assess the situation and be willing to put the work in, you can find that balance. Honestly, the Four of Wands has been silently nodding this entire reading, so I'm not really going to say much about it, besides the fact that, I call this card the checkpoint card. And between the Emperor here and the Temperance there, it's like it's like time to just stop for a second, or well, not necessarily stop, but to just reevaluate the situation and to just come to terms with how realistic it will be to actually implement this in the future. But I don't think it's a lack of skill or ability. It's just a question of relaxing into this. Yeah. So I will invite you to use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading, group 2. All right, group 3, the 7 of Wands. It didn't turn over, but I got enough of a peek at it that I saw it and mentioned it. So let's see how you can close out the rest of June with a bang. Speaking of with a bang, we have the Knight of Swords, the Hierophant reverse, and the Page of Cups. Now, it's funny too, because earlier today I was thinking about the Hierophant card and how I've never really jived with this card, like connected with it. I feel like whenever the Hierophant comes up, which it did a lot at first on this channel, I feel like I kind of just shoot off a list of words, but it's like I'm sensing a break with tradition here, from the fact that the Knight of Swords is booting it out of here away from the Hierophant who's reversed. So it's kind of like Yeah, what I'm getting right now is break with tradition. I don't want to elaborate too much without seeing more of this reading. So coming into this, we have the Queen of Wands reversed. Yeah, I'm gonna need more information. So coming, that's funny. Uh, what I think is funny is how the Knight of Swords is this very fast, dynamic, possibly the most dynamic energy in the deck, save maybe the Tower. Actually, yeah, the Tower's a major arcana too. But as an advice card, we have the Two of Swords here. So whatever, it's almost like the reversed nature of the Hierophant is a difficulty seeing how. Okay, let's connect a bit more with this Hierophant here. So the Hierophant is a teacher of tradition, and there is often a role of mentorship associated with the Hierophant. So the fact that he's reversed here, it's almost as if what the Hierophant or whatever mentor or tradition that is adequate for your situation, group three, it's like you ain't having none of it and you are trying to break from it as quickly as you can. I'm still not sure what the Queen of Wands reversed is playing into this, coming into this energy. But it's like whatever. I have the feeling that this mentor role, this mentor energy represented by the Hierophant, the reverse nature is you're having difficulty connecting with it, and I think that is what is to your detriment. There we go. I finally figured out the words. So what's giving me this impression is that your main advice card is the Two of Swords. To usually depending on the context, the Two of Swords could be an invitation to get up off your butt and make a decision. But in context of this reading, I'm getting the vibe that this is an invitation, especially right under the Knight of Swords here, to sit on your butt and contemplate your choices more. And maybe this Hierophant has more value to add to the situation than you realize. Yeah. So the two cards that are confusing me right now that I've basically ignored are the Page of Cups and the Queen of Wands reversed. So give me a second to really absorb this and see what we can get. All right, so before I share what I've stitched together here, I just want to elaborate a bit more on the Hierophant, who's literally in the middle of your reading anyway. So I'm going to use the word mentor. I'm just going to use the word mentor probably for the rest of this reading when referring to this energy. But I just want to point out it's not necessarily work related. This could be any mentor in your situation. It could be a love interest. It could be a romantic partner that just knows more about the situation than you do. And what I'm getting right now from all of this is that this reversal, I'm reading it as corruption. So it's like your the boldness and assertiveness and confidence of the Queen of Wands. It's kind of like you're letting that cloud your judgment, and this call back to tradition, call back to the classical way of doing things that this mentor is trying to convince you to do. You're like, nah, fuck that. That's childish. That's not realistic at all. And it's like you're seeing. It's like the Knight of Wands. Sorry, the Knight of Swords is seeing the Hierophant as a page of cups, as some emotional dunce who is who is so who is so clueless about the situation that he's wasting time talking to an imaginary fish, and you're like, fuck this, like why the fuck would I listen to some idiot who's talking to a fish? And what I'm getting from this reading is that there's more value to what this mentor is saying than you're realizing, and the Two of Swords is inviting you to reflect on that and to slow the fuck down and just relax and listen and just pretend what if this dunce actually was saying the truth? What if what he's saying to do wasn't childish and imaginary and unrealistic? Just the Two of Swords is inviting you to reflect on that, because as you're supporting, what I'm getting from the supporting advice card of the Nine of Wands reversed, it's kind of like, for lack of a better term, a martyrdom complex. It's kind of like it's almost as if you're so bent on proving this mentor wrong that you're willing to do anything but what they say, and if it and any difficulty that you encounter is kind of playing into this man, I hate to use the word victim complex, but I can't think of I can't think of another description. So please forgive me for this poor use of language that I'm going to continue to engage in, because I don't feel like pausing the recording some more. So it's like you're so hell bent on running away from whatever this mentor is telling you that you're kind of just gonna go into this, nobody gets me, nobody gets it kind of mode. I know what I'm doing. I'm the fucking Queen of Wands, and I'm bold and compassionate. Who is this person to come to me and tell me how to run things? And yeah, the Four of Coins reversed is definitely inviting you to open up. Yeah. Or at least it's because this isn't an advice card. This is incoming energy or potential future, and it's like so when I said that the Four of Coins was inviting you to open up, what I meant was the Four of Coins is warning you that that you're holding on to something too tightly, and it might cost you. Not necessarily like financially, but what's really jumping out at me with the Four of Coins is the fact that he's holding on so tightly to that pentacle across his chest. And as a matter of fact, the crossing of the chest energy is duplicated by the Two of Swords here. So, and it's funny because they're similar things that you do with your arms, but they mean different things. So this, the Two of Swords here is inviting you to slow down and actually consider what this Hierophant is saying, because it might be more valuable than you realize. And the Four of Coins is a warning that if you continue to ignore it, it's kind of like it's warning you that continuing to be closed off isn't going to lead to the best outcome, and this potential bad outcome might play into whatever story you want to tell about how unfair this whole situation, whatever it is. I don't even have a clear view of the situation. All I have is people. Like, all of these cards are people, except for, well, actually, literally all of these cards are people. But what I mean is that, you have 3 court cards here, including a 4th one at the bottom of your deck, plus the Hierophant, who's like let's call him a super court card. Yeah, it's I feel like I'm looping. I've told you like a zillion times so far to at least consider that the Hierophant might be onto something. Actually, I'm going to pull an advice card for you. And we have The judgment card. Wake up, wake up, wake up, group three. I'm not sure what you're being invited to wake up to, but I think this mentor here does. Yeah. Speaking of which, like, I pull an eighth card after saying that I'm looping, and what I get is, well, the judgment card is telling me to snap out of it and telling you to wake up. Yeah. But by wake up, I mean to wake up to, really hear what this energy is saying, because he's not the page that you perceive him to be, or at least in this context. Yeah, I'm sick of looping. I'm going to just bunch up these cards and invite you to stay tuned for your oracle card reading, which is coming up right now. This should be perfect framing right out of the gate. Pretty good. All right, Group A, your card is Contemplation. This is I Ching hexagram number 20. And the keywords are gaining overview, detached observation, increased understanding, solitude, integration through reflection. So, as is implied by the word contemplation, this card is a clear indication to slow down and to really reflect on the situation. I gave a reading that is almost exactly that. Group 3A, I'm looking right at you. And yeah, like whatever. It's funny too, because one of the groups got a really good reading. And for you, this is an invitation to like really slow down and learn how to perform at this new level. Yeah, the words that I was reminded to just reiterate are detached observation and integration through reflection. So really just, think about it as if, a key phrase that, a key question that I got from a YouTube video I watched recently was, what advice would you give someone else in your situation? Group A, I would invite you to reflect on your situation as if it was someone else and give that person advice, and that could help you get the detachment that you might need. Group B, your card is Cancer, immerse. That is so funny. Cancer season is starting, like in a couple days as of the publication of this video. So immerse. I want to give you more than, hey, this coincides with the zodiac sign that the sun is moving into. I would consider, how can I say this? This card is inviting you to really dive deep into whatever it is that you're doing, or whatever the situation is, because there is, how can I say this? There is a lot of information or a lot of things to consider, and I would invite you, based on this card, Group B, to leave no stone unturned and to really become magnificently obsessed with whatever questions that you have to ponder, and to really get to the bottom of it, and to get all the information that you need to to walk the clearest path. Yeah. Group C, your card is Protection. I'm not sure. Like, here's the thing. Depending on the reading I gave you, this could mean different things. So, as was the case last time I pulled this card, this might be an invitation to unlock these two padlocks, or to keep them secure, to make sure that things are nice and secure. So what I would tell you, Group C, depending on the reading I just gave you, this could be a warning that you're being overprotective. It could also be a warning that you need to cover the basics and to really master, like that there might be something in your situation that you're ignoring, and that ignoring that thing is leaving you vulnerable, and an invitation to, secure the premises and do a sweep of your situation to make sure that you're not ignoring anything that might bite you in the ass. Like if you have a car light, if you have a car and one of the dash lights has been on for a little while, however that maps to your situation, this would be an invitation to pay attention to that. And Group D, your card is concentration. This is Saturn in Gemini. That's funny. Why it's funny to me is that Saturn in astrology is often called the planet of no, and Gemini is the planet of, blabbermouths who won't shut up. So it's like, it's funny. Okay. What leapt out at me right now are all these swords that are around this mouth, and the angel or devil. Is that a devil or an angel? It looks like a little imp. Let me just use my magnifying glass here. Yeah, he has horns. Yeah, it's a tiny little devil. So there's an expression in French, tourne ta langue 7 fois avant de parler. Literally, it means turn your tongue 7 times before you speak. It's an invitation to concentrate and really reflect on what it is you're saying, and to make sure, basically, this is an invitation to be careful what you say. And to be mindful of your languages, mindful of your language, lest you spin a web that you end up trapped in, thinking that, that this thing that you're lured towards, that you're tempted to say, because Gemini is ruled by Mercury, might be a trap. So just like, don't be so quick to judge people. And if you're quick to judge people, don't be so quick to let them know, at least for these next couple weeks, Group D. Thank you so much for watching. If your reading resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. I hope the rest of your month goes great. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you soon.